What is popping, everybody? My name is Aiden, and welcome back to the original old-fashioned tarot channel. We got another fantastic reading in store for us today. Gonna do a little bit of shuffling. Tell you, this deck is so massive. You throw it at a wall and it'd stick there. Right. Right. Okay. And without further ado, let's get into this. So, starting off, in my 12 card spread, we have you. What are you up to right now? What are you feeling? You're on a quest right now. You're going places in life. Because this is Jason's quest. He was the captain of the Argo. Excuse me one moment. Okay, here we go. So, Jason's quest. This is a card of leadership, adventure, betrayal. Let's hope it's not the betrayal part of it. Let's see, let me slide this down here. There we go. Yeah, I'll keep it up there. This is you right now. Let's see what your closest acquaintance is up to. Start forming a story here. They are a force of nature, your closest acquaintance. This is the winds of Aeolus, the master of the winds. He controls the north, south, east, and west winds, and he himself is a force of nature, much like, the winds themselves. He represents change, unpredictability, and force. So, I'd say that your friend might be dragging you on this quest along with them. Let's find out. Where's your head at right now? What are you thinking? Interesting. You're guarding something here. Because this is Cerberus' watch. Cerberus is Hades' guard dog, essentially. He is the guardian into the underworld. If you want to get into the underworld and into Hades' palace, this is who you gotta go through. So you're keeping guard of something right now. I'm not sure what. That's where your head is at, though. That's just where you're thinking right now. What's around you is an abundance of something, because this is Demeter's harvest. She is the goddess of, well, farming, I guess. And she's all about abundance, nourishment, and cycles, sort of. Cycles, somewhat. But no, yeah, you've got an abundance of something around you. You're feeling good about something, I feel. What do you want? To innovate. You want to take a chance on something right now. Just that. You want to take a chance on something, because this is the gift of fire. This is when Prometheus, the Titan of crafting, I believe, gifted humanity, us, of course, fire, and thus ushered in a new era of prosperity for us. A new era of, well, what we have today, humanity itself. So, this is I'd say this is you wanting to take a chance on something. You've got all this abundance, you're being dragged on this quest, and you want to take a chance on something. You want to take a leap of faith, per se. Let's see how it turns out for you. Who's advising you on this leap of faith? I'd say, hmm, Pegasus is a saint. Freedom, aspiration, and purity. See, Pegasus was born from the severed head of Medusa, sprung right out from there, fully grown, which, I mean, judge that logic how you will, but he sprung out from the severed head of Medusa, fully grown, and this is him showing his ascent, I believe. So, who's advising you? Someone with a lot of freedom in their lives, someone with a lot of freedom to do whatever the heck they want, and they're giving you a little bit of advice on what to do with this friend, I'd say. They're giving you advice. I'd say this is more, seems like a business type of thing. It seems very much so like a business. and you're trying to figure out what to do with this business. You're trying to figure out whether you should, make an investment into something or whether you should not. Let's find out what's going on here. What's your dilemma? This is one of the important cards here. What's your dilemma? Protection, bravery, vulnerability. Achilles shield. You want your assets to be protected, but at the same time, you also want to take the chance and hope for the best in that you want to make this investment with the abundance of money or, stock that you have, but at the same time, you're guarding your assets. But also, you have the freedom to do whatever you want, so you're just thinking, like, what should I do in this situation? Who has the power in the situation? Hmm. Unclear indeed. The labyrinth's heart. Complexity, challenge, and discovery. See, the labyrinth was created by Daedalus to be an unsolvable maze. Pretty much never ending. Unless you can reach the heart of the labyrinth, his laboratory, as well as close to where the Minotaur was kept. The monster who lurked in the maze and slew any who entered. So, it is very unclear who has the power here, because it could be you, it could be whoever you're planning to invest in. The power, it's out there, but no one's taken hold of it yet, I'd say. What's holding you back is, you want to make this investment. You really, really, really do. Because this is Tantalus' want. This is Tantalus' punishment, sorry. This is temptation, frustration, and eternal want. You are frustrated right now. You are struggling with the idea that, you want to make this investment. You really, really do. You feel like it's just out of reach for you, unfortunately. I've told this story in the previous videos. If you haven't watched them, please check them out. But essentially, Tantalus is doomed to be just out of reach of food and water at all times. That's his punishment. They always run away. So you feel like this opportunity might be slipping away from you. You're frustrated about it, but there isn't much you feel that you can do about that right now. That's what's holding you back. What's being hidden right now? Self-reflection, obsession, and awareness. This is another card I've explained in previous runs. Narcissistic reflection. Ever heard of narcissistic personality disorder? That's where this came from. So, I'd say the awareness of the knowledge that you need to make this investment or not make this investment is what's being hidden from you. You need guidance. You really, really need guidance right now. You need guidance from this friend of yours. Can you succeed in your endeavor here? I'd say definite yes. Go with the flow is the feeling I'm getting with this. Go with the flow, because Pan was the satyr god of the wild. He represents nature, magic, and wildness. This, to me, says you can succeed if you just go with the flow. Let it come to you. Oh, yeah, no, this is definitely something that needs to come to you because you've got the abundance. You're guarding your assets. You're holding onto them a little too tightly. You're on your quest here to figure out, if you should invest or not. This friend of yours, the force of nature, you got nature twice in here. So I'd say absolutely, you have the freedom to make this investment. I'd say you're just a little scared, you're a little hesitant, you feel like it's just out of reach for you. But just go with the flow. Let it happen. Don't fight. What happens in the end? Let's find out. Ooh. You have a choice to make. To do it or not to do it. See, this is Helen's Dilemma. This is one of the more unique and sad cards in the mythologies. Helen of Troy, said to be the most beautiful woman of all time. She represents beauty, conflict, and choice. And I'd say in this case, more the choice than anything. You have to make a choice. Do you go for it, or do you let it slip away? Because if you go for it, you might find a lot of beautiful stuff ahead of you. But at the same time, if you don't, you also may find it. That's where the conflict comes in. Do you do it or you don't do it? I'd say you do it. Let it happen. Let it come to you naturally. This is it. This doesn't strike me as anything but a business thing at all. Like this is an absolute business hand. Now, is this happening now, or is this happening in the future? Let's find out. Your final card. Future. Daedalus was a man well ahead of his time. He was a master of his craft, said to be one of the greatest inventors of all time, because he was so far ahead of his time. So I'd say ingenuity, creation, consequence. This is definitely something that's happening in the future. Because the consequences of whatever you choose to do with, this investment of yours will happen at some point in the future. I don't know when they're going to happen. I'd say maybe a few months, maybe even a year down the road. This might be this because the Dallas was, so far ahead of his time. So this is something that's probably going to happen over a long period. So just go off the flow. Let's get some clarification on something. Let's get some clarification. Let's get some clarification on the winds of Aeolus. Who's this friend of yours? Who's this force of nature? See, let's get some clarification on Aeolus here. Master of the Winds. Who's this force of nature that's, pushing you along, telling you to just go for it, go for it, go for it. And the way I'm going to do this, I've never actually done this before with this deck, so this is going to be something new for me, is I'm going to do it in 3 cards. Because in the old ancient Greek times, usually, it would be 3 getting sent on the quest. Because 3 is a very magical number in Greek mythology. There are 3 fates. There are 3 big Olympian gods. There's 3 furies. 3 is a very special number in the ancient Greek mythos. So, we're going to do this. I'm going to split this up into 3. Okay. Now, we're going to do this from left to right here. So we're going to go left, up, right. Let's see. Who is this friend of yours? What are they up to? First up, Hydra's Challenge. Resilience, persistence, multiplicity. They're a very resilient friend. They've endured a lot. They've always been there for you, is the feeling I get about this. No matter how many problems are faced with them, they always come back swinging. Next up, again with that Jason's Quest card. They are with you on your quest. They're with you to the end of the line, this friend. They're not giving up on you. And finally, they're a very self-aware person. Self-reflective, I should say, because this is not. Oh my God, 2 of the same cards. I swear I shuffled this, but no, yeah, this is a very interesting role here. They're very resilient. They're with you to the end of the line, and they're very self-reflective. So this friend of yours is they're very wise at the feeling I get. They may be a force of nature, but with that force of nature comes a great and deep wisdom. A wisdom that you could absolutely take advantage of in whatever investment you are planning to make here. And on that cheerful note, I think that's where I'm going to end this video off. So thank you very much for watching. Be sure to check out my other readings on my channel, and thank you for watching once again. See you next time. Have a good one, folks.